Partners is at the 36th floor of that specific building, and Union Square Ventures building. I convinced the door person to let me in, so we made it, which is crazy. Who arrives to your office and just pitches and be like, okay, yeah, we're raising. So yeah, welcome back to another Monday. It's such a beautiful day outside, and currently I'm heading to my morning meeting. It's actually Tuesday. It feels like a Monday. Yesterday was Labor Day. That's why it feels like a Monday. But yeah, heading to our team meeting. Super excited, super pumped. Literally is happening in a minute. So, we'll wrap this up real quick. After my meeting, currently I'm at Bryant Park. What I'm doing is, setting up the emails for investors. So now it's like everyone's on vacation, everyone's coming back to work. It's like you can feel the energy of the productivity is going to rise this quarter. So yeah, literally doing that and then making more content. So now I'm trying to post 2 times a day on all platforms basically except LinkedIn. That's just 1 time a day, and then just working a bit more on the platform, the coding side of it, and then we have a lot more meetings left in the afternoon, and there's an event tonight. There's 2 events actually, so we'll head up there, but today ideas came to my mind. So I was researching, so I used Perplexity to find out, who are the largest VCs here in NYC, like everything I need to know about the VC landscape. It gave me, the list. Hey, it's Union Square Ventures. It's actually like people around Union Square, Soho, and the most surprising fact was I mostly spent most of my times around there, and I'm like, oh my god, like all the biggest VCs were literally all around me this whole time, and I'm like, okay, this is a good sign because I love spending most of my time, and like we basically build a company around those areas. Like it's basically Lower Manhattan, Soho. You guys already have seen like most of my videos. So this crazy idea came to me. Why don't I go to their offices and just pitch and just be like, this is it. Yeah, I don't think many founders do it. Like, who arrives to your office and just pitches and be like, okay, yeah, we're raising. So yeah, we might do it. I'm currently heading to Union Square either way. And the office is literally next to Capital One Cafe, which I like working around. So why don't we go to the office? Let's see. This is a crazy idea, but we'll see. Guys, this is crazy. So I made it inside Union Square Ventures building. I convinced the door person to let me in. I'm meeting Andy. I just said, the partner's name. And we're heading to the 14th floor into the Union Square Ventures office. And we're just randomly going to say, hey, I'm here to pitch Andy. Crazy. I'm feeling crazy about this, but one of the craziest things I've done is this, but you know what, let's do it. That was crazy. So we got into Union Square Ventures, and I got into the assistant, Union Square Ventures assistant, and I told her, hey, I'm here for Andy, and she got up, was about to walk to his office, but then she was like, oh wait, which time? And then I did not have the time. I was like, 2 p.m., but it was 1 p.m. And she was like, oh, I don't have you on the email. I was like, my email's broken. Do you have the email? I'm like, I don't have the email. So she was like, okay, I have to ask him. And then I literally waited for her to ask him, and he was like, I have an all hands meeting, blah, 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 blah. We were this close to talking to the managing partner of Union Square Ventures. And this is one of the craziest things I've done. I was literally next to his office, and the lady was contemplating and letting me in. But taking this risk, I personally feel it's like a step closer to what we're doing right now, and even though this was a massive risk, it's worth it, and it definitely aligns with our 900-day challenge of building this $1 billion company. I'm sure there's a lot of offices. We'll try to schedule meetings or just do this, and then we'll do this more. Andy an email to reschedule to tomorrow or a Wednesday or Thursday. I should have put in Thursday. I'll put that on the text. So what I'm doing is I'm sending him an email and a text saying that, hey, let's reschedule for tomorrow or after tomorrow. And now he's probably thinking I have a meeting with the guy, right? It's like, I just had that. So, just taking all the risks, trying it all, and most things that sound crazy are not actually horrible. It's like when you think about it, it sounds crazy, but then once you do it and you see it's like it wouldn't kill you, it's normal. Of the day, since yesterday was Labor Day, we had most of yesterday's calls happening today, and now my last call is ahead of sales for our B2B product, basically teaching companies, upskilling their employees. So now we're interviewing the head of sales. So my team already did. So our CMO and our COO, they both interviewed him. They love the guy. So let's see. This is probably just like final round of interview. And then if you like the guy, we put him on. And then we start our B2B sell already. But yeah, let's get into it. And then I'll head off to 2 events tonight. One is at a Shopify. The other one is a co-working community. So we'll hit both. 2 of the events. First one is at Shopify in Soho, and the second one is actually Madison Square Garden. So it'll be a little back and forth, but now let's first head out to the one in Soho. It's about scaling revenue from 10K to 100K per month. Let's see, it should be exciting.
Experiences for people everywhere. Previously an investment banker at Goldman Sachs, as well as a strategy consultant at A.T. Kearney, this panelist was named one of Goldman Sachs' 100 most intriguing entrepreneurs of 2015 and the 2018 Rising Star.
This event was great. It was mostly about revenue, scaling, social media. Met a lot of people. I met new people, which is great. Made some content. So now the other event is about to wrap up, but it's like 10 minutes away. So let's go to the other one. The other one has more people I know, like more Gen Z founders and creators. This one I met a lot of new people because there was a lot of Shopify, social media, clothing, branding, just different stuff compared to just pure startup vibes. The other one is also not pure AI startup vibes. It's a lot of Gen Z focused creators and marketers. But let's head out to the other one. This is the Shopify office in Soho. Gives out Soho vibes and does make sense why Shopify is in Soho. But yeah, let's head out to the other one. To the other event. It's almost 9 p.m. honestly. But it's a launch party for some startup hosted by a co-working space. So I think there might be people there, yes. So I don't think it might be late. We'll see. Let's check it out. This is around Union Square. One of my favorite areas is Union Square. Welcome back to another day. Today's Thursday, and then today I'm heading to Inside Partners, another big VC firm here in the city. And I saw the founder of the VC firm actually went to the school I went to, Peru College, so that got me excited. And we're of course showing up uninvited. We're appearing there and probably pitching, so it's exciting. Now this might be a trend. Either way we'll go and we'll be like, hey, we're here to pitch for David, and then that's it. It's that simple, I guess. So it's actually, this one's a bigger firm compared to the other one. So we'll see how this goes. It's on the 36th floor around Bryant Park. I spent most of my days around those areas, and I never knew all those VCs were there. But yeah, let's head off. Our subway's already arriving. Here at Bryant Park, and Inside Partners is at the 36th floor of that specific building. And if you do something that scares you every day, then I guess you have progress. It's 1% better every day. So I'm still risking this. I'm trying to get there. So we'll see. I'm always at this park. I never knew there was a VC inside this building, but why not? It's New York, right? So let's head off and let's see how this would go. The 36th floor, that's where Inside Partners is. So yes, follow along for the journey to 36.
You read me? Yeah. I'm friends with on LinkedIn. You need to read a lot.
Yep. So we made it, which is crazy. okay, so the craziest thing happened. So Peter, the managing director slash owner of this firm, so I got into his boardroom. I had the pitch deck up. I was waiting for him, and they all told I came here for the board meeting, which is crazy. Like I didn't have any meeting scheduled with him, right? So Peter was about to come, but then his secretary comes last minute. She tells me she couldn't find my meeting with Peter on the calendar, and I'm like, hey, I'm just here to pitch Peter, right? I was like, I didn't have a meeting. Is this how you're supposed to do it? And she was like, oh, the email, blah blah. So I tried to get her to please give Peter the deck, but then she's the assistant, so she did not do that. But honestly, it's a step forward. Like last time we were at the reception, like now we were in the boardroom of the managing director of the whole VC, and it just shows you just have to try. At least she has my name tag, so which is a good thing. She has the name. If Peter thinks this is a good entrepreneurial move of taking risks, then I guess he might reach out. If not, I'll try to follow up with him through phone call, email, everything, honestly speaking. I just wrapped up my weekly analysis every Thursday, Friday. So when we go over the calendar, we see, are we moving the needle? Like, are we actually moving to the goal, or are we heading in the right direction? Because in a map, if you know where you want to head to, it doesn't, like, the path doesn't matter. Like, you'll get there. The whole point is like knowing your destination is the most important thing. And that the Thursday, Friday weekly reviews was all about that. And this week was crazy. Already been to one of the top 2 VC offices, which is crazy. I did something out of my comfort zone, but this is a great step forward. And I believe in the 1% better every day actually compounds to at least 37 times a year. So right now we're putting in good amounts of efforts and just getting better every year. And today I just saw the first pitch I made 2019. It was in Bremen, Germany. It was like a startup competition, my first ever startup competition. I went on stage and I pitched this crazy business idea of getting solar. It's a solar company that it's an energy company in general, but then they harness solar from all over the world, even space, which was super crazy, honestly. Like, that was the most craziest idea ever. I was like 18 years old, on stage in front of everyone. I literally moved to that country, like to Germany, like a month later. Like literally, everyone was listening. Like, still a long way now. 5 years later, right? We're here in New York at one of the top VC firms. So it's just step by step. So 5 years step by step progression, honestly.